those who will be saved and those who won't be saved. To use a biblical, another biblical term, those who will be passed over and those who won't be passed over.
Well, they're according to their plans, about 5.5 billion will be passed over, or not, or killed, I should say.
Well, those will not be passed over.
Will not be passed.
Those will be targeted. Right.
5.5 billion.
Right. Well, they're making the decisions right now, and so the way that I understand it works is they're not going to say, well, we're going to do Mr. Jones right now, and the next week we'll do Mr. Smith, and week after that we'll do, we'll do Yaakov and his wife down the street. I believe, and I'm not sure, but I understand that maybe when this gets activated, it's going to be everywhere at once. They're going to turn on the lines, and we're going to have that. I believe that is when martial law will be declared, because we'll have people dying everywhere.
Wow.
People will be racing around. I mean, see, the problem with this, Sherry, is that they have been able to do some things with public water as well, and that is another aspect of this story. There's something called access control technology. Let's say you want to get into a government building that is more or less secured. If you have been fed into a system already, let's say, okay, access control technology involving biometrics. Your photograph is taken. It is digitalized and scanned and fed into a computer system. You stand in front of a facial recognition system. If you have been fed into the system already, the door to the secure building will open. I mean, this is something that they've been doing for years. The same system works with public water. If they have facial recognition systems aimed at public water, and in many places, but not all places, many places they do, people who will figure out very quickly that something's wrong with the water in their house, they'll go outside, someplace else to get water, but maybe it's not going to work out. Because they're not messing around with this. They have put billions of dollars into this system. This is going to be, I believe, not the only, but one of the major pushes for depopulation.
So it's going to be
people are not going to be able to rehydrate.
So the massive rush is going to be on for well water.
Well, yeah. I mean, really, it's looking better and better. Get your little filtration systems that'll get out the amoebas and stuff, and head for the hills.
Yeah, but the problem is you don't know what they're using to I'm sure that they're controlling every infiltration system out there, putting in stuff that they won't be able to detect. If this is $1 billion delivery system that they're putting in place, they're going to be able to beat it. They're going to protect their own system, make sure it works. So anything we come up with isn't going to be able to beat them.
Well, I mean, in terms of this toxin, no, but there are still places in the country where there's pure running water, streams and so on. As long as you have, there are little filter systems that'll take out, amoebas and stuff. I'm not talking about poison. I'm not talking about arsenic. I'm talking about, clear well water, running water, things like that. Beyond that, I don't know. It's looking very grim, and I don't like to say that it's looking grim. I like to say that people need to know what's going to happen so that they can protect themselves.
Yeah, if anybody has a question for Janet, you can email me or IM me a question for her at SherryTalkRadio at yahoo.com. You can send it via Yahoo Messenger, SherryTalkRadio, or you can send it via email at SherryTalkRadio, and I'll keep an eye on this. If anybody has questions, you can send them to me, and I'll ask them over the air for her to answer.
Right, or people could email me directly. Once again, it's jcphalen10 at yahoo.com. Phalen, once again, is P as in popcorn, H as in Helen, ELAN as in Nancy. jcphalen10 at yahoo.com. So you can either email Sherry or email me directly, and I will be glad to respond.
Right.
And if we have any hackers out there, we've got any really good hackers who think they may be able to find a back door to the system, hey, I'm at the computer. Email me right now.
I do have a question from a listener, and they're asking, could you briefly mention the legislator regarding vitamin C? And I think that comes down to the bills that were just passed that outlaw a lot of these alternative medicines.
What was the question exactly about that?
Could you just briefly mention the legislator regarding vitamin C?
Oh, the Codex.
Yeah.
Legislating away the ability to buy supplements and vitamins. Yeah. Yeah. I believe you'll be able to get 200 milligrams of vitamin C. Anything more than that, you'll have to go to a physician, another gatekeep, in order to get.
Yeah, and what's that, a Flintstone pill?
Sorry, what?
A Flintstone pill?
Yeah, well, there are people I know. Actually, I got an email today from someone I know in Los Angeles who says that she's spending all her expendable income right now to just stock up on vitamins. I mean, she is just making mass
the thing is vitamins have a shelf life.
Purchases. What?
They have a shelf life.
Well.
I've never been
I guess you didn't realize that.
I've never been one into these kinds of medicines anyway, but I certainly don't believe anybody else should be limited and taken away from them. I've never been a pill taker. Give me a chewable, you know, and especially once I found out that a lot of these vitamins do have shelf lives, it's like, how can you stock? How can you stock for it for years ahead of time if you wanted to prepare for years ahead of time, because they have a shelf life to them. And that's what research. That's what I've read. Vitamin C. A lot of these pills have the potency level drops after 30 days on them. So I don't know. I'm not an expert on it, but I watched the bills and kind of keep my eye on what's being passed and stuff. But there's so many things that I just can't get into because there's other things in other areas I have to pay attention to. That's why I bring people like you on the show. And Tim knows a lot of people, Tim White, and he puts me in touch with a lot of people and says, you got to have this person on your show, you got to have this person. And this show's never been an interview-oriented show, which is why I don't interview, I just have conversations.
Yes, you certainly do, and it's very comfortable speaking with you.
Yeah, because I just talk, my main goal on the show has always just been to get information out there. And, of course, I give my guests free reign of what they want to say. Don't limit them, and I've been on radio shows where they lead you by the leash, and they give you 10 seconds to answer a question, and then they jump on commercial break.
Right, I have to.
Yeah, and you can't teach, you can't get information out, you can't carry a train of thought, and they're breaking it and saying we got to go on break, or they make you very uncomfortable to where you can sit back and just start explaining something. They keep you on a leash the whole time.
Right.
And, that's why with my show, when I bring guests on, they just pretty much have full reign of what they want to say and how long they want to say it. Mm-hmm. We have a timeline here, but, I certainly don't put anybody on a leash. And this show's always been more of a information-based, and even the call-in, the call-in questions we get and the listener call-ins, have always been civil. It's just never been a hate-based show. I've never had to sit here and defend myself on the air against anybody. Certainly on my own Yahoo groups and lists, and you know how the attacks go. The disinfo agents get a hold of your groups and where you hang out, and they just make it miserable. Or just the hate crowds.
Oh, I know that they're everywhere. One simply needs to smile sweetly and keep walking.
Yeah.
That's my tactic as far as that goes.
Yeah.
The thing about this information. Think about information.